Hi, I am Em, and this is Em Läser, which is Swedish for Em Reads. So the 2015 holiday BookTubeAthon just happened the past couple of days, and it was a complete mess for me. Let's talk about that. The holiday BookTubeAthon was the 6th readathon that I personally participated in. I'm used to readathons, I'm used to how they work, and I love them. However, this time around I think that I unfortunately put a little bit too much pressure on myself. More on that soon. So my initial TBR for the readathon consisted of the following books. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Briggs, for a book that I received as a gift. Because I went out and bought the box set with the entire trilogy for this for myself as kind of a holiday gift. Next up is You by Caroline Kepnes. This is the Swedish edition, as you can see here. I chose this for the challenge of a book that is a follow-up. Basically, I read Gone Girl this autumn and I really loved it. So I want to get more into psychological thrillers. And this is a book that I've been seeing a lot recently, and it seems like it's kind of similar to Gone Girl. I mean, the story is totally different, but I feel like it was going to be the same, so I decided to choose it. The final book that I decided to pick up for this readathon is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas, and this goes for the challenge to read a book with white on the cover. Do you see that? Selena's hair? It's totally white. And also, the New York Times best-selling series is also spelled in white, so perfectly fits. So during the first day of the readathon, I woke up at 11 AM, and that is pretty unusual for me. I usually wake up around 10 or even earlier, like 9 when I'm free. And then, because I'm lazy as shit, it took me about another hour to get out of bed and actually go eat something and like get dressed and stuff. So once I actually started reading for the day, most of the day had already passed. But that was totally okay. So in the afternoon, I picked up Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and while I wasn't the biggest fan of this book, I had a really good time just sitting down and finally giving me some time to read and joining in on the reading sprints. I love the Twitter sprints. They're just so much fun to participate in, and I had a great time. I think I was finished with this by 11:30 p.m. or something, so once I was done, I felt like I was tired enough to keep reading another book, so I decided to go to bed, and that was it for day one. On that first day, I managed to read one full book, which is awesome, and I read a total of 348 pages. For the second day of the readathon, I had plans to go ice skating with a couple of friends in the morning, which I did, and we had a lot of fun, and we stayed out just hanging out until maybe 3 p.m. or something like that. So once I got home, it was late afternoon, and I picked up Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. I actually had already read 1/3 of this because I started reading it in September, but it was so slow and I had a bad time reading it, so I put it back down. But now I was like, I need to finish this before the year's over. So I picked it up and I finished it, so woohoo! Finally done with this! It's been on my currently reading shelf for 4 months, but now it's not because I finished it. Anyway, I read a total of 254 pages on day 2. Now, this is where everything started going downhill, because after I finished Crown of Midnight, I could not fall asleep. I didn't sleep at all during that entire night, except for like maybe 40-ish minutes at 7 AM in the morning. So yeah, everything was basically a big mess. Looking back, I think there were several reasons to why I couldn't fall asleep. Number one, my head was buzzing with all of these Crown of Midnight feels. I just wanted to go straight to YouTube and watch all of the reviews and just see what everyone else was thinking, because everyone loves the Throne of Glass series, so I know that a lot of booktubers that I watch have reviews up for Crown of Midnight, and I just wanted to go watch them all at once. 2, I made the mistake of starting to think about scary things, because a lot of crazy shit happened in Crown of Midnight, and the first book I read, Miss Peregrine's, was also very creepy, and I just started to think about creepy things and couldn't get them out of my brain. And number 3, and this is the most important one I believe, I was just in the mindset that I was going to go to sleep so I could wake back up and just keep reading and keep reading. I was literally so focused on wanting to read more that I couldn't fall asleep. Which is so stupid, because the whole point of holiday BookTubeAthon is to just chill and have a laid back, cozy readathon where you just read in your own pace and take it slow and chill. But not for me. For the first time during a readathon, I had stressed myself out. However, one good thing that did come out of me staying up all night was that I started reading The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, in and join in on one of the Twitter sprints that was hosted by Christina Horner, who is one of my all-time favorite YouTubers and one of my absolute favorite booktubers. So that was a lot of fun to be able to join her sprints because I couldn't do that for the summer BookTubeAthon. But yeah, that was awesome. Anyway, after what was probably one of the craziest nights of my entire life so far, came day 3, the final day of the readathon. Naturally, since I hadn't slept one bit, I was a complete mess, and I felt like there was no freaking idea that I was going to finish this beast and enjoy it. So I decided to fuck sort of summer, I'm just gonna read something else. Because while I didn't want to read anything too big, I still wanted to finish the readathon and finish all of the challenges. So what I decided to do in the end was to pick up The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire by my babies Dan and Phil. This is another book that I had started before the readathon but not yet finished. So I decided to, just like with Crown of Midnight, this was the perfect time to actually finish a book that I had started. And I have actually been listening to the audiobook for this one while reading as well. So what I've been doing is basically listening to the audiobook and flipping through the pages because the pages are very, very beautiful. I had about an hour left on the audiobook, so I just sat down and let Dan and Phil read their beautiful, beautiful book to me. I had about an hour left on the audiobook, so I just sat down and basically let Dan and Phil read their book to me. It was awesome. Not only was it awesome, it also made sure that I completed all of the challenges! Because as you can see, this book has a lot of white on the cover, and Crown of Midnight is, after all, a sequel, so it is a follow-up to Throne of Glass. So by switching things around a bit, I could use both of these books to actually complete all the challenges! Anyway, on day 3 of the readathon, I read 47 pages of The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire and 88 pages of The Sword of Summer. So, to wrap this whole thing up, I guess that the moral of this video is that readathons are supposed to be fun. I know, everyone knows this, I know it myself, but sometimes you get so caught up that you forget about it. And it is totally okay to forget that sometimes, of course. Just remember to take care of yourself and just read because it's fun and not feel pressured into doing anything that you don't feel like doing, because you're worth more than that. Like I said, I was a complete mess yesterday and I do not want to go through that again anytime soon. And the best way that I can do that is by relaxing and just read when I feel like reading and not to try to read as many pages as possible, because it's not about that, it's because having fun and reading something that you like. So during the holiday BookTubeAthon, I managed to complete these 3 awesome books and I managed to read a total of 737 pages, which is amazing and I'm really proud of myself for it. I'm actually very proud of myself for finishing these 2 because these are books that have been sitting on my currently reading shelves for months, both of them, so it feels just so awesome to finally have completed both of them. If you want to know what I thought about any of these books, because I haven't been telling you that at all, you can watch my December wrap-up, which probably will be up in a couple of days because I'm going to film it now after I'm done filming this video. If you want to know more about BookTubeAthon, I think you should go to their Twitter page. I will leave a... And if you want to know more about the BookTubeAthon, which you do, because it's awesome, I will leave a link to their official Twitter down below and you can go check that out as well, because Ariel Bissett, who is running this whole show, is amazing. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed talking about me failing in life. But yeah, that is it. So have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!